Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. Yeah, it's lit in the Chop Shop. Turn your dials up in the drop top. They ain't based the debate, but they keep it fact straight. Going 30 for 30. Let's do a first take on Facebook Live from 12 to 2. Rob Hatter and Jim Hicks going back and forth like Claude Ray, Skip Bayless, and Stephen Smith. From on the court, off the court, straight to the field. Not a man that steals, but I made it steal. To the octagon where I fight to kill. We go face to face, then you write your will. I don't play tennis, but I bring the racket. I'm on the floor, I attack the basket. Put you in the casket when I'm overlapping. Never showing mercy, cause I'm always snapping. Never showing mercy when I'm in the arena. Step into the ring, you see me as I beat him. Step up to the court, I'm never backing down. Killing competition, I'm smacking down. Let me get back to the other stuff at the Chop Shop, cause they cutting up. It's Retro coming to you live to the Chop Shop. Now let's turn it up. Yeah, we in the Chop Shop, man. Shout out to Jim Hicks and Rob Hatter. You can catch the Chop Shop live from 12 to 2 on Facebook Live. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop.
What's up, everybody? H-Town. This is the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter. Jim Hicks will be on shortly. He's going to pop on the screen shortly. He's doing a little couple of things. We'll talk about that later. But guess what? We're coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world. So take out your time to share the show right now. It's going to be a great show. It's loaded today. So we might, don't hold me to it. We might have a little overtime and we might not, but there's just so many things to share. Matter of fact, I'm sharing the show right now so some people will be able to get it. But guess what, y'all? First of all, this is how I want to start the show. Happy birthday to the mother of the movement, Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks. What's up, Anthony Weston? She sat down and challenged the nation to stand up. So happy birthday to Miss Rosa Parks. Today's Black History Month. We're going to be bringing you some Black history facts that you probably haven't, heard about during the month. This is a special month for us. Really, it's Black History Day to every day here. Because guess what? Jimmy and I being on this show to be able to talk to you every day and be able to converse with you smart and brilliant people. Guess what? That's Black history. Because guess what? It wasn't allowed a long time ago. So then I get the news this morning. Oh, who is that? Cynthia talking about my Nike shirt. Yeah. And guess what? Shout out to Nicole Harris. She was one of the first people to sign on this morning with 4 more gentlemen. I got the starting 5 already, y'all. So already got them. But everybody, Jimmy done sat down already. But before he just sat down and started rubbing his hands. And I see him. And guess what, y'all? I'm about to bring him in. Look, I'm bringing him in. He didn't look a little funny. He done changed shirts on me. And now I got to blend him in because I had already tested him and he done went and changed shirts on. Yeah, I'm telling it on you. Yeah, but Jimmy, I woke up to some terrible news. I woke up with some terrible news today. Jimmy, Steve Mills done got fired from the Knicks. Don't shake your head. Lori, where are you? Don't shake. And by the way, y'all, if y'all can look at the banner behind me, that's the Robert Horry Sports Medicine's banner that's behind Jimmy and I today. And but Jimmy, see, I don't like people like you. See, get your hand out the screen. I don't like that because I know, Jimmy, you can't find. So I'm gonna because he gonna go in on that one. But Jimmy, also tonight, if you have a chance, Dwayne Wade is making his TNT debut tonight on TNT Tuesday. You know, TNT early in the season, TNT only goes on Thursday with Ernie, Shaq, Kenny, and Charles. But now they got a new crew. They got on the Tuesday, I call them the new Banana Boat crew, Jimmy. They got this guy named Adam Lefko. So I guess he's taking up Ernie's part. You got Dwayne Wade, then you got Candace Parker, and Shaq is going. I guess Shaq had to anchor this show in. Shaq loved to work, man. I don't know if y'all know it. Shaq is the hardest working man in the business. I promise you. He all over the world, DJing, being a pitch man for Papa's what's that? Papa's Pizza. So, but Jimmy, without further ado, I'll let you now since you set up. What's up over there, man? What's going on?
New York Knicks.
Oh.
Let's get right so you guys understand. They were chocolate city in the administration just a few months ago. This guy sit there and rolled the head coach under the bus. Basically said, and the head coach, you could tell, these guys, pay attention. Former New York Knicks head coach Dave Fizdale has done about 2 or 3 public television appearances on the TNT, on ESPN in the past week. I understand he's from LA, and most of that was due to the memorial and the memorandums of the Kobe Bryant tragedy. However, you could tell there was a glow inside of him, that he was of satisfaction now looking back on it. And Dave Fizdale probably knew the word, because normally when this stuff like this happens, how do you know? On the inside, people kind of hear the rumblings in most cases before it even go down. Dave,
the rumbling, but I didn't want to hear the rumbling.
This guy, after what he did, but understand something.
I met him, man. I like him, man.
We never want to.
No. But I know him in life. See, Jimmy, Steve Mills. It's the Chris Perry, the Scott Perry guy. I don't know that well, and I heard he did somebody that close to me wrong. You know how you are. If somebody do somebody close to you wrong, how you act about it. So guess what? I don't know about Scott Perry, but Steve Mills, I happened to meet him, Jimmy, and the friends of mine know him. And he's from Princeton, so he took a liking to my son, because they Ivy League guy. So guess what? He gonna bounce back now. He gonna bounce back. But the Knicks just working for James Dolan, Jimmy, you want to talk about Steve Mills? What if he was doing James Dolan's bidding and then James Dolan still fired him?
Yeah, I understand. And that might have been rightfully so, but you still give your brother the coach. You give him, you have to have
I hired him, Jimmy. I hired him.
But at some point, you're making a choice, that's your boss, the owner. But the way that it seemed, remember, according to Dave Fizdale in his comments, it was a public rift between he and Steve Mills, which should have never got outside of Madison Square Garden. Not that soon. Not when you were already tanking. I understand. Expectations for the Knicks wasn't. They're trying to just make an 8 seed. I'm sorry, make it look like they're trying to get an 8 seed. They wasn't even trying to do that. They didn't understand. Not getting Zion.
Not getting Kevin Durant. You remember, Jimmy?
I'm saying the Zion come behind
the Kevin Durant.
Not getting Zion.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, you was led to believe, of course, and Stephen A. Smith threw fuel on the fire because he was out there and he confessed that news that intel that he had him to believing that Kevin KD was going to be in New York.
He was, Jimmy.
I understand that. So, and guess what? We all get a drop of bad dope every now and then.
Jimmy,
we all get
Jimmy, as the facts change, the truth changed. It wasn't bad dope. Now, no, it wasn't bad dope. We didn't know Kevin Durant was going to get hurt. And we didn't know this Kyrie Irving had that much clout over Kevin Durant. Jimmy, it's a lot of stuff went. That really wasn't bad dope because several players in the NBA, several coaches in the NBA, they told me the exact same thing. Excuse me, even somebody that lived in the house with Kevin Durant gave me the exact same bad dope. So as the facts change, sometimes the truth change. That's what we got to understand. Sometimes this stuff just, Jimmy, sometimes it just don't go like you always talk about. Your favorite saying is, but was that the plan? He on the bench in college. Was that the plan? He's about to transfer in college. Is that the plan? Jimmy, all plans don't pan out. All plans, I just don't hope you, maybe you, Jimmy, might be the only person in the world that every plan that you put out there, it works. Because guess what? It's a multiplicity of plans that I put out there didn't work. See, you probably just everything, okay, this my plan, it works. This my plan, it works. Jimmy, sometimes them plans don't work, boss. And that's all. It ain't no big deal. Ain't no big deal.
And of course, you guys in the Boom Boom Room, we go and you feel free to join the conversation, give your thoughts on that. Once again, New York Knicks GM, and the timing of it is really a question for the owner, because the owner is who fires the GM. And in this situation, the trade deadline is only days away. And the New York Knicks had been rumored to involve of several of their players right now are involved in trade talks. And I'm gonna tell you guys, in today's society, and I was just having a conversation with one of the basketball administrators this morning, and it's so widespread. It used to be where a leak would be here and there, but leaks are prevalent. It's no shame in some of the folks' game because their way of thinking in corporate sports is that this guy, if I'm giving the leaks to, is going to protect me and going to also be able to provide me with some leaks of other teams of news in their house. That's the thing. So let me understand, this stuff is really, really serious as far as leaks. And one thing, the New York Knicks now, Julius Randle was involved in talks. Dennis Smith was involved in talks. I don't know what the Frenchman Frank got on them because they just refused to put him in trade talks, or nobody won't touch him. His salary is still up under the rookie cap. I don't understand why nobody's on going and just depart with him. Maybe the viewership in France is good for the New York Knicks still. Maybe because he's the Frenchman. I don't know. But the thing, I'm just thinking why I'm talking on this. But now, speaking of rumors, the Houston Rockets. I know this will get you guys bubbling right now. We talk about the Rockets. Clint Capella's name popped up in trade rumors.
Yep.
Right? And let me tell you something. It's true. Now, will they get rid of him? Maybe not. Because there are people in that organization that are fighting for Clint Capella to not get traded. And that means they have to convince Daryl Morey to keep him. It's better.
Genzu.
So once again, we talked about this last year. Why the Houston Rockets? They're the only. That's my puppy, y'all. That's Kobe. Kobe like when I talk about the Rockets. You saw he get fired up.
We ain't paying attention to Kobe. Keep on talking.
Check this out. Why is it that the Houston Rockets, is it me? Or does it seem like every single time that a trade of significant value can possibly be on the table, that it leaks out well in advance? And once it leaks out, it gives people a chance to chime in from the left or the right about the trade, about the news. Why does the Rockets always leak? And understand something. You leak stuff for two reasons. For one, to give the other chance, give somebody a chance to fight it off. Or two, because to go and put it out there and be first putting it out there. That can't possibly be the latter. Somebody leaks it because they really don't want it to go down, and they want to, that way it makes somebody looks bad, to let it be known. Because the worst, what happens is, it's just like with the Kyle Kuzma with the Lakers. Once you find yourself leaked out. Remember the hell with Kyle Kuzma. Remember the whole Laker team a year ago? We were in this space,
and all of them got out of there.
And the rumor came up about first it came out about one Laker, then it came out about Lonzo Ball. Then next thing you know, they say, hell, all of them are possibly ready to be traded for Anthony Davis. Remember that stuff was leaked out around the same time, January of 2019. And what happens is, some guys, if they are already giving their all, if they are in love with their job and what they're doing, and if they thought everything was 100 between me and you, and all of a sudden now I come to work, or I'm at home, or I got to find out from TMZ or somewhere that you trying to trade me.
Jimmy, that's the new way we get news. Jimmy, back then it didn't work like that, Jimmy. It's a new era, Jimmy. I mean, and I understand the sensitivity about it, but dude, when you sign, Jimmy, you are employee. Did you get my text, Jimmy? You are employee, and always remember your employer and they have a chance to do these things to you. I mean, it happens like that, dude. You can't take it personal, and I know a lot of people do. But you just really can't take it personal. Dude, these people, let me tell y'all something, okay? And ain't nobody, too many people gonna tell y'all this. To them players who everybody be kissing behinds, to those owners, to those guys, guess what they're called? Assets. Sometimes they don't even call them by their name, especially the number guys, Jimmy. They call them assets. You are an asset. I can move around my asset. Jimmy, you got assets. Chuck McGowan, Michael Jordan, you got assets. Derek Johnson, you can move around your assets any way you want. And if the news break that your asset is going to be moved, what can an asset do? All Clint Capella can do is come to work tonight. Jimmy, you got to realize, I was in the middle of one of the craziest trades that did happen in the world. Robert Horry for Sean Elliott. And guess what? Sean Elliott didn't pass the physical. So Robert had to get back on the plane and come back to Houston and play for a team that just traded him. Let me repeat that. First of all, you got a wife at home, new wife. Y'all sitting there, got a baby. Baby's not well, and you get traded to Detroit Pistons for Sean Elliott. You on the plane, you up there in the city. You done passed your physical. Down here in Houston, Sean Elliott didn't pass it. The physical, Jimmy. So guess what? The trade was off. So Robert had to come back home. Sean had to go back up there. How you worry about Twitter? Jimmy, you worry about the leak. Dude, this man had to come back home and play and and come back the next day to practice to a locker he had just cleaned out. Come on, man. At least these dudes can hit by 12. Guess what? Get what Capella can be telling his girlfriend and his mama. Hey, y'all, pack me a light bag. Have me a light bag. Have me a light bag pack. And just, and that, Jimmy, that's how you are. That's how it is in the NBA. Welcome to the entertainment industry.
Well, that's the thing that you have to think about. That's my point. I'm saying is the psychological effect of the player whose name comes out in advance. And I mentioned the Lakers as case in point. You went back in the days pre-social media with the Robert Horry trade, Sean Elliott trade that was nixed because of Sean Elliott not passing his physical, right?
Yeah.
And so understand something. When those players' names come up, they are not enthused about playing anymore. Right? They're not enthused no more. Kobe all over the place, ain't it, man? He feeling good. Kobe, he riding like a gremlin, man. He's binging around all around the office right now. And he's a puppy, y'all, only 8 or 9 weeks old. But understand, Clint Capella already was in diva mode about his bread, right? A year and a half ago, 2 seasons ago. Rockets gave him a bag. Now, once they gave him a bag, then what? Now, they realized he wasn't Clint Capella. They wanted more from him. They wanted, once you show me you can do more is going to be expected from you. And that's what the thing is. That's what. And
Jimmy, I don't expect the points from him. I always don't expect the points from him. We need a rim protector. Man, I can make a layup over Clint Capella.
But
he
then
blocked the shot in 2 weeks.
Why did they go and sign? Think about it. Okay, I understand. You had Nene in place and you tried to move Nene. That was somebody snitched on the Rockets about the Nene deal, right?
Yeah.
So then you go and you get Tyson Chandler, right? Look at it. I gotta go get my puppy, y'all. Y'all hold tight.
I'm gonna click y'all. Go get the puppy. Hey man, the puppy back there acting a fool. I can see it. If y'all see me laughing, that's what I'm laughing about. But back to this thing, y'all. I want to hear some of y'all comments on it.
Bad dog.
Can y'all imagine? Let me get Jimmy mute him back there. But can y'all imagine that happening? What's up, Chris Felix? Could y'all imagine that happening to you, to your son, if he played in the league? Lionel Gar, I'm not sure if Tyson Chandler hurt or not. I just know he old and he can't play that much. They trying to save him. They should be trying to save him down the stretch. But what I did hear about the trade in Clint Capella, they were in talk. They were looking at the kid Robert Covington from Robert Covington from the Timberwolves, I think, and shot blocker, long, athletic, and they're gonna try to get with that for Clint, try to get a backup center who just can fill in minutes, for minutes. So that's their plan. You got to realize. Remember now, I'm not a big Daryl Morey, admirer. He doing what he doing, but the reason I have a liking for the Rockets, I like James Harden, and I just want to see him do good. So like if he was to get traded tomorrow, I probably wouldn't watch a Rocket game. Maybe y'all would because y'all probably don't, but I probably wouldn't. So I just, I'm watching these deals because I was a very strong opponent in re-signing Capella. I said no, and then I said let Atlanta, because Atlanta had tried to give him a lot of money. I just never been a Capella guy. If you gonna be a big man and that athletic, man, people should fear coming to the hole on you. Man, come on, man. They don't. They people do not just come. It's like, okay, it's the Houston Rockets. I'm driving to the hole. They know we don't have a board eraser back there behind us. So, I mean, whatever. Let me see what somebody said. The word is Westbrook doesn't want Capella because he clogs the paint. Hey, let me tell you something. I'm glad you said clog the paint. I'm going to pivot because you said that. Last night, Miami played against Philadelphia. And I saw, check this out, y'all. If y'all can go back and find it, some little bits and pieces of it on Twitter. I saw where on one block, Ben Simmons was trying to post up. On the other block, Embiid was trying to post up. And then, in all of that, ain't but 24 seconds, what's the guy named? The guard, Harris. Tobias Harris. He just took the ball and Charles Barkley it back and just backed in. And Ben Simmons had to run out the way in the block, and he turned around and shot a shot. Think about this, y'all. That's 3 players trying to operate in the same little short space. That's what gets you blew out by 20 points or 30 points last night. That's just not good basketball. So guess what? Brett Brown might be on his way out. So, since we want to fire Steve Mills, Brett Brown might be on his way out. Who else there? Chuck McGowan said it's a business, but at the end of the day, it's a good problem to have. They're still employed. Of course they are. Hicks is on the screen. He's just off the screen right now, B. Scott. Since you want to be our resident producer, anything ain't right, you got to have something to say about it. Yeah, get on here early enough if you want to produce the show. And then Ken Gamble came back and said, Embiid and Simmons are not a good fit. Better without each other. But guess what? Who you gonna trade between Ben Simmons and Embiid? And on the Rockets trade, because somebody said that who was that said Capella is not the only one they should get rid of. Okay, let's get rid of Capella, and who else? Who else would you like for the Rockets to get rid of? Just who else? Who else do you want the Rockets to get rid of? Because always remember, if you want to get rid of Ben Simmons. I'm messing with you. B, but you always trying to direct. Like yesterday. Let's move on to the next subject. Yeah, come on. I don't forget nothing now. Jimmy, you got your hound fixed up. Yeah.
All right, that's Sanders puppy.
Hey,
now,
your biggest fan is back on there. B. Scott is on there. She didn't want to continue the show without Jimmy.
Oh so, man, no, I'm quite sure. I was listening.
No. I'm just messing with her. But
squared off now. The trade things about now y'all on the Philadelphia 76ers and that topic.
Jimmy. What? I was just paralleling something. You can stay on the Rockets because somebody said, can we get rid of on the Rockets team?
Yeah, guess what? Rockets have a lot of tradable assets, but you have to mix it. You have to make the numbers. They do. They have a lot of tradable assets.
Give me one.
Everybody's not trading for superstars or all-stars.
No. Give me a tradable asset. Give me somebody. Hold up.
Eric Gordon is one.
Give me somebody you would want.
Eric Gordon.
You would want Eric Gordon.
In the right offense, you're absolutely right.
On what? On what team? Give me a team.
Well, understand something. The Rockets, here's how you connect dots. Why you know this thing, and here's the thing I want you to pay really good attention to, guys. One of the teams that the Rockets are involved with trade talks is the Minnesota Timberwolves. The general manager for the Minnesota Timberwolves used to be where? Where did he work at just a few months ago? With the Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
So you think his relationship with Daryl Morey is great? You know why you know it's great? This guy, Gerson Rosas, was with the Rockets, left and went to Dallas, and that job was not what he thought it was going to be. He realized he was going to be a puppet, and just that, the Dallas. He got the hell up out of there, and the Rockets gave him his job back. And he ended up, look how he's living out of the deal. He's gotten a pay raise every 3 years or every 2.5 years ever since. So that makes sense that this is not a joke. And no guy that knows the insides to a lot of the players on the Rockets team than Gerson.
So what are you saying? He wants some of them?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Now the
Well,
thing
give
is,
us Robert Covington then.
with the Rockets, it's for money purposes. Because think about it, Capella makes what? He signed
much
what, a
money.
3-year, 80. He makes too much.
Yeah.
So it got to be a 3. They multiple teams.
You got to be
It's
a multiple team.
teams in this deal. So now what happens is, it's always going to be that one team that got another buddy, it's another GM gonna say, hey, man, why you doing that? You ain't got to do that deal. Why you? And so somebody held up the deal. I don't know whether it's the Rockets.
You know who I want back?
You better not say trouble.
Montrezl Harrell.
You can't afford him now.
I know, but I sure want him back.
But you know what, though? Did he ever get his second contract?
Yeah, he got a medium, but he's gonna be up after this year.
Well, guess what? They can trade. They can offer Clint Capella to the Clippers for him right now.
He ain't making that much money.
I know, but you
got a discount.
You got to be the current.
Yeah.
It got to be the current.
Yeah,
got to be the current. That's the thing.
I mean, y'all think that'll make the Rockets? See, y'all, me personally, bless y'all a little hard, and I know y'all, Jimmy. That's why I don't never get mad at when the Rockets lose. I don't expect for the Rockets to win no championship, man. I just don't. I promise you, I just want them to go far in the playoffs and entertain me, because that's what sports are to me, entertainment. I'm not a fan. I want him to win it. If they don't win it, I just go crazy. No, I'm not like that. I like the entertainment value of going to see, certain players that I like.
You know what? Man, I hope this guy isn't this smart. I'm hoping that this one, I'm about to paint you a theory, okay. But I hope like hell this one player isn't this smart.
Okay.
And here's where I say this. Jay Jackson says trade Tucker. They should have kept Harrell. Rockets don't know what they're doing. One of the easiest ways, remember Lonzo Ball? Remember last year when his name was in the trade talk? Why are you laughing at him? You know what I'm about to say?
No, Michael Jordan is low down. Man, look what he said about me. I ain't mean to interrupt you, man.
Okay. Now remember, what Lonzo Ball did, he went and decided to go and get surgery so that he would not be able to pass a physical in that trade. He decided to go. He claimed he was hurt. I'm listening now. Tucker. I know Tucker isn't that smart.
Jimmy.
To go and make and let his productivity go down on purpose. On purpose. I know he ain't that smart to do that so that it can knock his trade value down.
Jim, they'll trade him in the New York second because it's somebody got to warn him though. That's what people see. It's a two-way street. That's why I keep asking y'all. Y'all talking about getting rid of all these guys. The reason the Rockets got them, didn't nobody else want them. The reason, Montrezl, man, come on, man. And then what hurting the Rockets right now? Little messy Chris Paul is out there doing well. Rockets would be all right if Chris Paul wasn't doing so well. The Rockets would feel a lot better. That Chris Paul thing hurting them right now.
Carmelo Anthony doing well too. Not, the team having
they ain't thinking about him though.
But I understand.
Melo is playing, but Melo just wasn't the right fit for this team. He tried. Chris Paul got his key, got his partner. Didn't nobody else want Melo. At least the Rockets gave him 10 days. 10 games.
You think about it. You treated a Hall of Famer.
Jimmy.
That still had juice in his tank.
Jimmy.
You treated him the same as you would treat a guy from the G League, Austin Toros. That's what you did with Carmelo.
Not only the Rockets. OKC told him to go home too. OKC set him on the bench.
That was before the Rockets.
Yes, but I'm just telling you, but you can't just talk about the Rockets.
But that was different. That was a big difference than what the Rockets did. Rockets gave him 10 days, get the hell up out of here.
No, 10 games. 10 games.
Well, 10 games.
Yeah.
10 games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, also other trade rumors out there. Remember, I said this last month. A lot of you guys laughed at me. I said the Houston Rockets was rumored to make a play for Tristan Thompson, and I was not in favor of that deal. The Cleveland Cavaliers are still dangling Tristan Thompson. Remember, he goes and scores a career high just a few games ago, right? Tristan Thompson did. So just pay once again. And also, speaking of Cleveland, they announced Kevin Love. He's stuck in jail for another season. Kevin Love wanted them to get rid of him. They say no. We're not gonna get rid of you, Kevin Love. We're gonna keep you to reach the rest of this season because we can't find nobody willing to give you what we know that you're worth. And that's the thing. How you have to look at some of this stuff is money. You have to find the right. It has to be in a certain range of the salary. Guys. They have apps out there now. You guys can
25%.
What is it called?
25%. You got to be 25% in that range of the salary. So that's why they always have to seek. I can't trade a LeBron for Jimmy Hicks. That's not going to happen. I got to get some salaries to match within 25% of LeBron James' salary. So I need Jimmy and about 100 more Jimmys to get, but it's a limit of the players you can trade. So they just try to, so you can't just dump salary. You follow me? You can't, you done messed up. Now you're trying to do a salary dump. Jim, it's a whole lot of stuff going on in this free agents. So finish that, because I got some more free agents in news.
We dig up some more. And of course, I'm reading Ken Gamble say the Rockets don't know how to use anyone but Harden. You know, once again.
Ain't Russell Westbrook doing pretty well, Jimmy, to you?
He had his best stretch of the season.
Okay, yeah. So they know how to use him. They gave Clint Capella. Hold up, excuse me. Since the Rockets, Kim Gamble, the Rockets are not that good. They don't know how to use nobody. But they got Gerald Green out of a driveway shooting with his dogs and got him a check. Okay? Daniel House was just at the Pro-Am playing. They got him a check. So you're saying they might not know what to do with their stars, because evidently they know how to get people paid. The Rockets know. And see, and this is what I keep trying to explain to y'all. Yep. And I think it goes over your head because you're so caught up in being a fan. Y'all, this year, after the season is over with, it's going to be 29 disappointed teams. Let me rewind that, because sometimes it go. Alfio is back, Jimmy. After this season is over with, ladies and gentlemen, Houston Rocket fans, it's going to be 29 teams that didn't make it. It's going to be about 10 that thought they could have made it, and they kind of hot. But it's some certain teams in that NBA, Jimmy, every year they know they are not going to make it. So, so Jimmy, you ask for realistic expectations of the high school players and of the college players, but sometimes y'all don't use those same theories when you're talking about the realistic expectations. Think about this. Teams don't define the players. Players define the team. If you go find a team that's losing, I promise you, you're going to find a lot of players that can't play that good. They might be, hold up, they're better than everybody else on the earth, but NBA standards, they're not playing great as a team. Because look, always some perennial losers. Sometimes just go look at the bottom and watch these teams losing every single year. Look what happened. LeBron leave Cleveland. Look at Cleveland doing. Jimmy, they talking about the coach. The coach calling them slugs, thugs, whatever. Jimmy, certain people, certain organizations, if you got losing players, you're going to have a losing team. And sometimes we got to, guess what? We got a team, the Houston Rockets, they are a team that's going to have some insurmountable luck, Jimmy, for them to win a championship. Just like Toronto did. I ain't going to tell you no lie. I never thought Toronto was going to win last year. Not one time did it ever cross my mind. You got to remember, they were a jump shot from the corner and bounced back in away from not being there. This how fragile, this how fickle this sports is. And I know y'all want the Rockets to win, but we can fire D'Antoni, get another coach, you know. But guess what? Sometimes you just ain't gonna win, man. Jimmy, and guess what? I used to get mad about it, but now I don't. What else you got? What else did happen?
I mean, I'm looking at some of the trades, and that's right. I mean, sometimes you're just not gonna win, but at the same time, when you're pushing the sale to the fan that we are one step away, or we're about to make a move that's going to get us there.
I never
a la the Los Angeles Lakers. Those fans were led to believe this Anthony Davis trade for 6 players or more we're here now.
It's working out for them.
So now you don't know if it's going to work out or not until they actually plays the games and you see it with the naked eye. Still, the Lakers can go out there and get T-rolled in the first round, and then guess what? It's up to the administration and the media who are on their side to paint that narrative as though this is what happened. But we trust me, hold tight. We'll be there next year. We're almost there. Philadelphia did it to their fans. Remember
the process.
Remember that. And so now the Houston Rockets.
They're not doing it.
No, the Houston Rockets made the fans believe that Chris Paul was so washed up and so slow and no longer able to perform at a high level. Because remember, Chris Paul was inserting his own variation of load management last year. We didn't cry one whit.
Jimmy, it was time to get off Chris Paul.
No, still.
Excuse me. The Rockets didn't. I wanted the Rockets to get off Chris Paul. I'm just giving you mine. I wanted the Rockets to get off Chris Paul.
What you're seeing now, you saw in spurts with the Rockets. You saw that.
Yes, and I still wanted him gone.
You wanted him gone because now it came down to a point, just like when they had Dwight Howard, it came down to a point where the Rocket fans, a lot of people that admired the Rockets came down to whether you have to choose Chris Paul or James Harden. You had to choose Dwight Howard or James Harden. You had to choose.
No, Jimmy. Chris Paul. See, I know he's doing good over there at, you know how honeymoon, you know, when you first meet somebody, how it'd be nice. It's going to wear thin on the second year. Remember, Chris Paul was good the first year here. He was good. Oh, then he pull up lame. No, excuse me. He got hurt. And we lost a chance to get to the finals. All I'm saying is, I know how Chris Paul was wearing on this team. And guess what? And that's all. And the team had a star. No matter how you don't like him and people don't like him, this team has a superstar on their team. They have a MVP, 2 MVPs on this team. Chris Paul wasn't that guy. So guess what? I'd rather get rid of Chris Paul. And what's that other guy you just said? Dwight Howard, than to get rid of these other 2 guys. I'm just sorry. That's just me as a GM. Oh, excuse me. Those 2 guys are more valuable assets to me than a might get hurt at any moment, pull up lane, hamstring, earache, Chris Paul, State Farm commercial, Chris Paul. So, but it's good for the NBA that Chris Paul is planning on a team and doing well, because guess what? State Farm is one of the biggest sponsors around sports, and he is one of their pitch men. So, of course, it's good that he landed in a good place. Nothing against Chris Paul. I'm just trying to say that the Rockets, y'all got to just, you might not get a championship. If you do, it's gravy. That's all. That's all I'm trying to tell you. That's
Well, one thing about it, we will see in a couple of days. The trade deadline again is on Thursday, and Houston Rockets are rumored. And once again, there are other players on that Rockets team. And speaking of Clint Capella, his deal, it pays him $14.9 million this season. It's a 4-year deal that he has, and this 4-year deal. That's remaining on the contract. That once again,
who got 4 years remaining?
Well, it was a 4-year deal. Clint Capella, 4 years.
Yeah, okay. He ain't got 4 years remaining though. No, because he playing this year. He playing this year. How many years?
He signed for $90 million.
How many years? 5 years?
I think it was 5 years, $90 million.
That's what I'm saying. How many years did he sign?
That's $18 million a year. It had to be 5 for 90. So that means he signed it last year.
So he got 3 more years because he played 2 of them.
This is his 4th. I'm just saying. I'm counting this one as. Understand?
Oh, you counting this one? Okay. I'm worried about the money. See, I'm thinking like a general manager. I'm thinking about the money next year.
Well, how to understand? When they putting the salary up there, they saying it's $14.9 million. Mm-hmm. He's already gotten almost half of that $14.9 million this year already. So, but it still shows it's $14.9 for this season. You see? So
yeah, but they won't have to pay that this season.
No, they won't have to pay that, but it still shows.
That's what but the people that he traded them to, Jimmy, they are looking at the remaining salary, what they have to pay, because that have to fit in their salary structure. That's all I'm saying.
No, but the salary
is the team that they're trading them to. Okay, let's say he's going to Minnesota. Clint Capella got to fit into their plans for the next 3 years because they're going to owe him that money for the next 3 years. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Oh, absolutely. I just said it a while ago. That's what I just said a while ago.
So, but that's what evidently you're not listening. Sometimes it's a difference between listening and hearing.
I just said that a while ago.
We ain't talking about what you saying. You said the people ain't going to have, wait a minute. Didn't you just say people got to worry about his salary this year?
Oh, that ain't what I said. That ain't what I said. I said the amount of his salary that is showing, just the last thing I just said, the amount that's showing, some of that he's gotten paid already this year. But it still goes by that cap, that amount right now. It still goes into it. In other words, if you was to go and put him in a trade machine right now, for this date right now, there's a trade that's going on right now, it's going to show his salary.
It ain't going to show because that ain't what they owe this year. Jimmy, I'm talking to the other team. You talking, let's leave it alone, man. Let's leave it alone because I can't, it's too long. I have to explain that to you. There's something, you can't read this in the newspaper. Something I'm trying to tell you right now, you can't read in the newspaper. So it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. That's all right.
No. We want to learn this right now.
No.
Explain this to us.
I'm not going there because I got too much other stuff to talk about.
Understand something.
Mm-hmm.
Understand something.
Jimmy, we got too much else to cover.
You're trading salary slots, or you're not. You're basically trading a slot. You're thinking about what he got owed this year. You're still trading a slot that's left on the contract. You're trading that slot. And that other slot got to match within a certain percentage of what this guy is. That way now, the purpose of doing that is to defeat anybody trying to do the Randolph and Mortimer on a player and say, well,
that ain't what I'm talking about. That is not what I knew you didn't know what I was talking about. That's why I said let's go. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about.
Now listen.
Jimmy,
I'm not talking about what you talking about.
Okay.
So therefore, you understand, I'm talking about what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm going to let you keep talking.
That's a big difference.
Go and finish your conversation.
So what I'm saying is, once again, you're trading a slot. That's why if you guys go and you look on any of those apps, it has a slot. You can play that, the trade this app or trade this player for that player. It's a slot based on his salary. And then some guys have trade exemptions in their contracts. Some guys are untradeable. in certain years.
And the app he talking about, y'all, fantasy freaking basketball. Fantasy football, fantasy basketball. That's the app you talking about. But keep going.
No, I'm not talking about a fantasy basketball app. Now, there may be some out there. I'm not talking about a fantasy basketball app.
One of these days, because I don't know what you're talking about, so I can't break it down because I don't even know where you're trying to get with this. Let's go and get somewhere with it though, because I just don't understand it. That's all. I'm just trying. I don't understand. Maybe I misunderstood you. That's all.
And so now other trade rumors out there. We mentioned the Knicks. We mentioned the Lakers. We mentioned the Rockets and the T-Wolves. We mentioned the Cavaliers. We didn't mention is the Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors already. I said it. I say this marriage ain't gonna last because this guy just made the All-Star game. Albeit he was a late addition to the All-Star game, and that's D'Angelo Russell last year when he was with Brooklyn, made the All-Star game. And I just couldn't visualize him fitting in like that with this team. Understand something. Andre Iguodala was a multi-year, was an all-star at Philly before he went to Golden State. When he got to Golden State, his numbers had to level off and they had to be sacrificed to a premium. But he traded for rings and a lot of longevity that in the league that still has value. And we're going to talk about, but getting into Andre Iguodala. D'Angelo Russell went to that team thinking that he was going to just immediately step in and become Steph Curry Part 2. That team still in dead last with you. Because of D'Angelo Russell, not just because of him, he's a reason that Green, his numbers has went down to damn near PJ Tucker range, right? Then you look at who's going to trade for D'Angelo Russell. I can hardly wait to see the curiosity of what is on the. I'm just wondering who is willing to give up what for D'Angelo Russell. Can't wait to see how this one's going to turn out. I really can't wait to see because it's a lost cause for the Golden State Warriors this year. Steph Curry, do you think? Yes, he's going to come back and make an appearance probably just for the fans' sake because that's what Steph. I think he is. He's ready to come back now. They're trying to push him back on the All-Star break is a couple of weeks away. But man, I'm gonna tell you, don't buy D'Angelo Russell stock. Derrick Rose is another player. We missed about him in Detroit. There's interest for the Lakers for Derrick Rose. I'm not sure about that. So basically what the Lakers is saying that we know that the Rondo experiment has officially failed. They're saying that the Avery Bradley experiment has failed. And they're also saying that the little kid from the Golden State Warriors, that he's just not good enough for this to take the reins. Because he's definitely young enough and has the legs.
Not a playmaker. They need a playmaker. They don't need no legs. They need somebody who can make plays. That kid is just going to stand in the corner and hit a shot every now and then. He was at the right team at the right time, and now he's with the Lakers. But the Lakers need more. And it's so unique that we sitting there talking about Iguodala. Y'all got to realize, Mendy, I think you said he acting a fool. No, he's not. Guess what he did? The Memphis Grizzlies agreed that this was the agreement. They were going to shop him to somebody, try to trade partner to trade him. Don't show up. You don't stay in California. Don't you show up. We got a trade partner until we get a trade partner for you. That was the agreement. What do you expect him to do? Excuse me. Mindy, if somebody owe you $17 million and they want to buy you out for a fraction of it, you got a right to say, no, I want to earn my $17 million. Now, if you want me to come in and play, I'll show up. But you told me not to show up. Because if I don't show up, I'm in breach of that contract. But you told me it was okay not to show up. But what I found funny is these young fellas, Jimmy was so eloquently talking about how Ja Morant talk crazy to James Harden. Okay? Let me tell you something. This is what happens, y'all, when your idols become your rivals. Hey, guys, it's a Twitter beef right now going on between Steph Curry and Ja Morant. Now, this the kind of Twitter beef I like on social media, y'all. It kind of went like this. I don't like I'm gonna come shoot you. I don't like them Twitter beefs. But these are kind of like Dylan Brooks, who plays for since we're talking about Andre Iguodala, who plays for the Memphis Grizzlies. He said that he hopes Iguodala gets traded before Thursday's deadline so they can show him what Memphis is all about. Okay? Then Steph Curry gonna jump in. Ain't nobody saying nothing, Steph Curry. And y'all know that's my nephew. He jumps in and posts a photo of Iguodala holding the Larry O'Brien trophy. This is a hell of a Twitter beef right here now. So guess what? So, you remember Dylan Brooks posted it, said something. Stephon Curry come back at Dylan. So guess who goes Stephon Curry? That's why I said when your idols become your rivals. Then Ja Morant this morning fired back with a photo of Kevin Durant seemingly downplaying Iggy's value in those championships. But Ja didn't do his homework because Iggy was an MVP in one of those things. What do y'all make of this? Jimmy, you just said, man, don't nobody disrespect no other stars like this. These Memphis guys, I've never seen this. And then later on, Jimmy, and I want to help y'all with what is going on with the All-Star game that everybody is so sensitive about now, who ain't making it. Have y'all, see, we let this pass last week, Jimmy. But it's guys even saying the NBA can suck his private. Did y'all know that? Jackson Hayes? That man came on video. I got it on video, but I just don't want to play it because I don't want people to hear what he said. I couldn't beep it out. This young man did not make the rookie game and said the NBA can suck his private parts. What is going on? Bradley Beal mad. His trainer come out talking. Some other guys, agents come. Mark Ballerstein, his agent come out talking. Jimmy, I have not ever seen this in my 30 years of covering it. I've been in this industry. I've never seen this amount of sensitivity on being left out. So then I see this morning. Ja Morant, Stephon is Ja Morant's idol. And he clapped back on him. Dude, this thing is crazy. This NBA is crazy. And then you talking about trading? Iguodala, of course he want to go play. He don't want to play on that team. But why don't Memphis do what they said they was going to do? Find a trade partner. Jimmy, it's been 41 games, 45 games been played. They still don't have a trade partner. So, I mean, what is Iguodala supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? Junebug back there messing with that thing again, ain't?
Nah.
Okay, because it's coming open back there. But yeah, it's might be the air conditioning. But that's all. I just really want y'all to. These guys in this league are getting too sensitive for me, man. And I mean, it's unbelievable to me. Kyle Kuzma, yeah, thank you, Marcus Carroll, Kyle Kuzma's trainer, talking about LeBron James. But guess what, y'all? This stuff just didn't start when they got to the league. This stuff started in your summer basketball, in your high school basketball. If you don't check it, think about it. Jackson Hayes is y'all go look it up. Jackson Hayes is a rookie. Y'all can find me if y'all want him. NBA with this political mess. Y'all got to go look at it. I downloaded, but I could not play it on my show. I didn't even want the satisfaction. I want y'all to go take a look at it yourself and just understand. I'm just trying to see why is all this sensitivity in the league? And where is these guys getting this from? Jimmy, you're being entitled for too long. And Jackson Hayes wasn't even a highly talented player. I don't know. But you can tell the NBA, Adam Silver, Mark Tatum, y'all, now I can see him saying it to Roger Goodell. Jimmy, I can see if a player said that to them. But no player have ever said that. This stuff is crazy to y'all. It's mind-blowing to me. Jimmy, you can comment. You can comment on you. I mean, it's just unbelievable to me.
I mean, that's just the life. That's the that's the culture of where we're in, and that's the thing about social media. Where did he say it at? Where did he make that statement?
On social media.
Bingo. So that's the thing. A lot of people have no way when they're young of being able to get things out of them, and that's the way for some.
So that's your excuse. No. You said, hold up.
That's not an excuse. But
why you have to go public with that?
Because in their minds, understand, in some people's
in his mind, Jimmy, I've never heard another kid say that.
No. You're talking about exactly.
I'm talking about Jackson Hayes.
I'm talking about the act of a person going on social media and expressing their extreme thoughts about that could be jeopardizing to their career, such as an AB, right? To that person, they feel as though that phone or that mechanism, that app is their journal. That's their confidant. That's their priest. That person understands them more than any other. So they go and they put it out there, hit the button. Then all hell breaks loose. Then they have to come, back and do damage control.
I have never seen that. I've never seen that one though. That's a new one to me. And AB didn't tell Roger Goodell to do that. And AB, we already talking about he got CTE. So what's Jackson Hayes' problem? Well, you trying to brush it off as, well, that's the way they express themselves, Robert.
What AB did, made a video. AB did was criminal. What he did, they could have bring charges up on AD from one of them videos that he made.
Which one?
The one with the girl when he verbally
You didn't hit her. Yeah, you can't, Jimmy. You can't go to jail for cursing nobody out.
You can go there for verbally threatening a person. That's verbal assault.
He didn't say he was going to hit her on video.
You can get cited for that. You can get cited for that. Defamate. He defamed her. What did he call her? A what head?
Crackhead.
No, it was another word he used.
Basehead. Base and crack is saying basehead.
That's what he called a base.
Yeah.
Base.
Basehead. Free base. Free base.
So he could, but anyway, that's understand. I mean, this is what you see with a lot of these young guys.
And hold up. Wait a minute. Stephen Woods, you just put on here saying social media is a young generation's therapist. Okay. Have you ever been in therapy before? In therapy, you have a professional talking to you where you're sitting on the couch. So I'm just hope you didn't put much thought in that one. That's not therapy. Therapy is a two-way street. It's not therapy. So it's not therapy. I'm just sitting up here. No other young man in my 30 years of working with the NBA has never did what Jackson Hayes just did. And y'all excuse is, but that's therapy for him. That's the way young people express themselves. I would have knocked my 19-year-old son in his mouth if he did that. I don't care how much money he got. We'd have been fighting. Now, how about that? He'd have got away with something else before that. Not happening in my house.
I understand. You're a different parent. That's what I'm saying. So a lot of people can play the Monday morning quarterback on the parenting part.
No. I ain't talking about Monday morning quarterback. I'm just talking about, that's not Monday morning quarterback. That's just the way it is. I'm just trying to figure out, it's more than what you're saying, and it's more than therapy to me, Chris. It's got to be something else. Because therapy is a two-way street. You can vent. Everybody know how to vent. So you can say that's the social media is a way they can vent. That's not therapy. So that's not therapy, sir. It's not therapy. I'm just not. Y'all got to remember, when you play something on this Facebook feed, I am not just going to go with it just to go with it. I'm a deep thinker. So I'm going to think about what you said and what Jimmy said. Man, let me tell you something. If we keep on just saying, well, man, nah, that's the problem right there. Well, Robert, he can play, Robert, he can play so well. So let's let him. What you said, Jimmy, your favorite saying, the productivity is bigger than the problem. He can cuss everybody out over here, but you keep playing it over here, my son. I love it. Keep playing. Unbelievable.
And of course, shout out to Kevin Hampton on the Facebook feed. Which video are you speaking of, Kevin Hampton?
I'm playing that boy. I'm not gonna play that boy, Kirsten. No.
Oh.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
Which video? I thought you said
Jackson Hayes.
He made the video.
He made a video.
Video on social.
He posted a video on social media.
Yeah, I mean that's guess what? More power to Jackson Hayes. You have choices and consequences, and indeed, that's what comes with you, and it would follow you. And then guess what? Sometimes an apology isn't good enough. Remember, time will heal the wound, and you, Jackson Hayes, are in no shape or form to carve out, and dictate your future in the National Basketball Association off the court. You're no power. You can dictate it on it. You got to perform. Make the All-Star game or the rookie sophomore game.
That's what he got left out of, Jimmy. That's why he mad.
I understand. That's why I say for that matter. So that's the thing. So we'll see how that goes. Now, shout out to a lot of you guys on the Facebook feed. Shout out to Kenneth Lofton down in Port Arthur. Lori Dotson asked us, Damian Dotson with the New York Knicks, do we think he has, could be in one of these possible trades, Adam? And Lori, I'm going to put it like this. New York Knicks, they fired the coach. They fired the GM. That means, now and in the week of trade, the trade deadline. Put it like this. Damon Dotson, there's a lot of New York Knicks, at least nearly approximately a half dozen of those young men that are possibly trade bait. Now, the thing is, right now, Dennis Smith and Julius Randle are two of the most sought after ones that people ask now. I think Charlotte specifically is offering a package where the young man that played Rozier and some other cats over in Charlotte, because Charlotte they're trying to just morph things into, they're still in rebuild mode, as well as the New York Knicks. But I think that Damian Dotson would be better suited with a new beginning somewhere else, if it's possible, based on his work ethic, because now you're going to get stuck there. Cost of living is already high as hell up there, and Damian Dotson is on a $1.5, $1.6 million slot, and this is a 1-year deal. So he could be a bargain.
He's a free agent after this year anyway.
That's what I'm saying. He could be a bargain for somebody that could bring him in. Somebody,
What about here? What about here?
Would be a bargain for here.
No, I said, what could he fit in here?
Yeah, 1.6.
No, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about fit, because I want him to, his next move should be his best move, if possible. I would love for him to be a free agent so he can go around. I mean, but he will be a free agent, so he can go and find out what's best suited for him.
Houston, I'm curious, because Damian Dotson is used, mostly as the, mid-range guy. He defends, and in Houston, I'm not sure if Damian would be able to increase his value, his market value, with the Rockets, this Rocket team right now. I'm not certain. But anyway, we you know what? Damian Dotson is going to make that. I can see Damian Dotson having that type of career as Cartier Martin had, at least at the worst case scenario. I mentioned Cartier because they're about the same size, both from out of H-Town, and Cartier lasted in that league. People didn't realize about 7-8 years, easy. You know, some people have me laughing talking about the Rockets ain't it. All he gonna do is get wide open shots if he play with the Rockets. And Damian Dotson, unlike some of these people on the Rockets team, can hit a wide open shot. To all the people who talking about Rockets wouldn't be a great fit. Okay. And he can defend. Some people on that roster not doing already. So guess what? He gonna get wide open shots on the Houston Rockets team. And guess what? He can make wide open shots. Y'all got to get Pitt making this personal with the Rockets. And just look, we talking about the player right now. That's all. Now, and Jim, I saw something today too. You tweeted this morning. I guess we can get that. Why would they not? Did you find out the information? They did not deem this young man eligible. What the hell happened in this kids? I know it's one. We're on the back nine. Yeah, we're on the back nine. Amateur basketball. We didn't talk about pro too much. Let's talk about our Junebug. And let's talk about Junebug. Let's talk about the Junebugs a little bit. You guys, we'll talk a little. We'll shift gears and talk amateur sports now, amateur hoops, and in this hour we'll talk update you guys on some new revelations from the Avenatti Nike trial. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about some college basketball in the Longhorns and in the Big 12. Talk about that. But first and foremost, go Baylor Bears. And talk about those Baylor Bears as well. But first, we had a squabble in a volleyball matchup that has gone. Wait a minute, that was volleyball? I thought it was basketball. That was basketball. That's right. That was basketball. I didn't see no net up. Yeah, that was basketball. My bad. I think I got that video, but I'm not gonna show it. In basketball, no, we got to. It's 500,000 people before we came on the air had seen that. That thing. Jimmy, I don't like showing that, Jimmy, because the more we show it, seems like the more they trying it. So let's not perpetuate that mess, man. But guess I don't want to. I'm not gonna show my black women around there beating up on each other. Robert Howard ain't gonna show it. Guess what? There's a bad video. I got a bad video. Howard, that thing is going way viral. A bad video, but that don't mean we have to show it. And let's understand something. Those are kids. Those are adults. My young women, black women, I'm not going to show them. Those are adults. Jimmy, it was already a fake video that was released from Miami of years ago
somewhere, and they talking about the people were fighting at the Super Bowl, black women fighting at the Super Bowl. I'm not going to perpetuate it. I'm just not. I'm not. So we can talk about it, but I'm not going to perpetuate it. Y'all got to go look that up yourself.
I mean, that's TSU.
Yeah.
The TSU Sports Twitter feed has tweeted out the video.
Well, that's good.
So they feel comfortable enough. Texas Southern University themselves tweeted the video out today.
Just cause you go rob a bank, don't mean I'm finna go rob.
No.
I'm just letting you know.
Once again, the Sports Information Department of the school tweeted out the video.
Well, guess
so
what?
That means they can't be ashamed of, and a statement has been released from Kevin Granger.
This is the same university who are right now in the middle. They just cast their president, who've done so much to that industry, to that university. This is the same university now that cast him aside and got him in limbo. So if they show it, it's okay. Y'all, guess what, y'all? Go to the TSU Twitter feed, Kevin Granger's Twitter feed, and do it. Robert Hatter I don't like that, Jim. I don't like that. I just don't like it. It's all good. What else we got?
Now we talk about a lot of stuff you don't like.
No, but I'm not gonna, I don't have that video queued up. I really don't. Because I didn't expect for me to show that. Just like I didn't show the boy talking about, it's just certain things you just don't do. They gonna be able to find it, Jim. It's okay. They're gonna be, I promise you, they're gonna be able to find it. They're gonna be able to find it.
And
it's okay.
Once again, that's if you just tune into Texas Southern University basketball women got into a squabble in Birmingham at Alabama State. And it was a real vicious looking brawl. No, doesn't appear that any weapons were used. It's just some hands, natural parts. But at the end of the video, one young lady from the home team appeared to remain on the floor and needed assistance being lifted from there. That's when the video cut off. The young man who made the video, the young person who made the video, he probably could have waited and got him a bag from TMZ with that video. A lot of guys want to go and be their own TMZ, don't realize there's a market for stuff like that, and whether it be good or bad. But that is what happens in that. Now, shifting on, we're going to go dive into the high school ranks. This morning, down right outside in Round Rock, Texas, the UIL held their annual their weekly Tuesday series of appeals hearings, meaning in this one, one of the hearings was directed to the young man at Yates High School. His name is Gerald Dokes. Gerald Dokes is a 12th grader who was attending Provision last season, and before that, he briefly attended Milby High School until January of 2019. Well, Gerald Dokes had been enrolled in Milby all this school term, and he just got the official verdict in from the UIL that he would not be permitted to join the Yates Lions basketball team, albeit the Yates team only have less than 5 games remaining in the regular season. So this young man has exhausted all of his legal ability to get on the court. I was thinking that based on the fact that they had waited to this long for an appeals hearing, meaning that they recently had a DEC hearing. The DEC, when you hear the term DEC, it stands for the District Executive Committee. The DEC is normally formed of administrators and or coaches from within that particular district that you play in. every school except yours. You see? And they vote, it's like a kangaroo court. They hear your side, they'll vote, and if the vote does not fall in your favor, then you have the right to pay $100 and go to the UIL where you can have an appeal hearing. That's what took place this morning. What does this mean for Gerald Doaks? Well, it means that he will not be able to play. And yes, he won't be able to play this year. His eligibility is exhausted because once you enter high school, this young man started high school in Arkansas. You get 8 semesters. You get 8 semesters of eligibility from the moment you enter high school. So this is his 8th semester of high school ball. Now, yeah, there are some players that have reclassified and they'll redo this and they'll do the prep. Well, here's the thing. He can go and do that, but then there's teams like Sunrise Christian. They have what they call a prep school team. We have a young man from Houston who's up in the Midwest named Keontae Cornelius. He played at Spring High School last year, averaged about 25 points a game, only stands about 5'9". But he went to one of those prep schools, whereas he's leading that team in scoring, and that can sometimes fill the gap. What would Gerald Doaks do? I have not spoke with his guardian, and want to add to, yes, he has he had an attorney. You know, you have the option now when you go into those hearings. You can go and try to defend yourself, or you can go in there with counsel. It's up to you. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. Now, I've been in one of those hearings, both. I've been as media, because they're open to the general. You're part of the press. You can go and sit in one of those hearings at any time, but you must identify yourself. Or they'll see you there, ask you, excuse me, or, to make sure you're there on the official business. And those things are no joke. It's almost like you're already guilty. You have to prove to them, because when you get to the appeal, you've already been deemed guilty or been voted against. So you have to prove that somebody on that panel made a mistake in their vote. And they're not going to, and trust me, I've seen them turn stuff around and reverse the decisions. Yes, you have about a 50-50. I would say a 60-40, maybe a 70-30 going down there. They slam dunk more than they do not. I think we'll go to the boom boom room, and you guys have questions about this. And I
want Jimmy. Tell me what about. I'm just trying to. I want to get this out. I don't understand all of this. What year did he come from Arkansas?
He came from Arkansas prior to last school term, last summer of 2018.
So he hadn't been around a long time.
No,
he's been around the Houston team because he come from Arkansas. Okay, mm-hmm. So where did he play now? Because I'm just trying to get a timeline in. So when he first came to town, he enrolled in Milby.
Yes.
Okay. Did he play for Milby?
No.
So he never suited up for Milby?
No.
Okay. So he left for Milby going to Provision. Am I right?
Provision. You know what? I think they did suit him up at Milby, but he wasn't. They suited him up, I think, in a
JV game?
In a game during a holiday. You know how you can play a kid during the holiday? Because you have a rule in the UIL, if a kid is waiting eligibility, then you can legally play. If school is out for 5 consecutive days, then you can play that young man. So I think that he played for Milby, right, during that time. I think he did. And I sent a confirmation out to one of the current coaches at Milby as we're talking on this right now. Now keep proceed. We have some other questions.
No, and I'm just trying to figure out, okay, So the Melbourne. So I'm just trying to get together a timeline. I hope it's people over here because I've been hearing about this kid, Gerald Joe. I've never seen him play but 2 times, and he was hurt that time. So I just didn't understand what all the fuss was about. So now now this kid is deemed eligible, so he won't even ever be able to play basketball in Houston because this is last year.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed like much to do about nothing, and I just don't understand it. And why, if this guy haven't really played for another team, why are they doing him like that? Or why? I mean, something I don't understand that one. That's why I wanted to bring it up. That's just, hey y'all, if y'all, Jim,
Mm-hmm.
under what circumstances in your vast experience, what you had a kid, under what conditions that you gonna transfer your basketball playing kid out of that school? And guess what? We're gonna play a game. I'm gonna give you some, if you just a regular kid, pretty good kid, or elite kid. I want you to use all the scenarios. Under what, and just in your experience, what would make you take a kid out of a school and enroll him in another one? Because I'm a parent, I didn't believe in it. And I had several chances to, but I just didn't believe in it. And guess what? I didn't know about all these rules. I'm going to tell you that. All this stuff you telling me about the deck, I didn't know nothing about all that. So in your what would you tell me if you had a kid that just, regular, you had a kid that's pretty good that might go to college, and then you got an elite kid. Tell me under what circumstances would you just take him away from a school that he's striving at and doing okay at and take him to another school? Give me some reasons.
Now, you're talking about in city, or you're talking about out of state?
In city,
because
you can take wherever you want to take it.
Because out of state is understood because now people use the easy term for exposure. If that kid's possible,
you can throw that in there with your elite kid, Coach. You want that with your elite kid, or just look.
This in this particular instance, Gerald Doaks, in 2018 is when he came to Houston.
Right.
In April of 2018, after playing in the live period, he received an offer from Arkansas. University of Arkansas. Not Arkansas Pine Bluff, not Arkansas Little Rock, University of Arkansas, the flagship school in his state, the red ant in that ant bed. So now, mind you, the head coach at Arkansas eventually left and took the job at St. John's, right? So that head coach at the time had offered this young man. So this young man came to Houston. Now, so we'll start it from there. In other words, in the question that you asked, or the scenarios, he goes under the elite. Okay. Because at that time, he was ranked in the top 60 in the country. Top 65, something like that.
Was he ranked in the top 60 from Arkansas when he was in Arkansas? Because he ain't done nothing here.
Yes, when he came in April of 2018.
Okay.
Right? He was ranked up in that range in the country.
So ranking does matter because you mentioned it. But keep going, because all these people talking about rankings don't matter. Rankings do matter.
Don't matter. Bookmark that topic for tomorrow, because I can explain that easily. When rankings don't matter and when they do. You see, there's two things. Okay. And so that way we won't get that twisted.
Okay.
All this young man, so what makes him move? Well, a lot of times economics come into play. Okay. Economics meaning that the living conditions and some people will try to go and shift and go up for a better life.
Okay.
Some people grew up in the mud, so to speak, and there's crime maybe maybe closing in, and some people want their kid or would not be opposed to their kid getting the hell out of this city, whatever that city or this area or this neighborhood, they go stay with some kinfolk or other folk
Okay.
to avoid, because I'd rather my baby alive,
Yeah.
not eligible, than to be here dead.
Gotcha.
And so that could be
That's good. Okay.
that could be a reason as well.
Okay,
Now,
I got a question. That's no matter what kind of player he is. Because, I gave you just a so-so player, a guy come off the bench, a guy that might get a college scholarship, and a guy that is going to be, a league guy. So, okay. So that's, if I was a parent in either one of them guys, I would move my son. But right now, that ain't what I'm talking about.
mm-hmm.
I ain't talking about that. Okay, give me some reasons you want to move him for basketball. Maybe I should quote for basketball purposes.
Well,
Let's forget that. I ain't talking about it because if your son is being threatened at a school, get him out of there tomorrow. Today. I understand that. We ain't talking about that, Jimmy. I am talking about for basketball purposes. What reason would you want to get little Johnny and go somewhere else?
Well, for starters, I want to inject something. When you're dealing with public schools, and two of the three schools that this particular young man went to are part of the University Interscholastic League, the UIL, which is the governing body of most schools, and all public schools in the state of Texas. Well, UIL has stipulations, and they just revised them to make it tricky, from my understanding, with Gerald Dokes. And this is how it used to be. The rule was, if you transferred from an HISD school and went to another school or whatever, and came, whatever you went, and you landed at another HISD meaning Houston Independent School District. And if you landed at another HISD school, the rule used to be the year that you have to sit out 1 calendar year from the time that you checked out of that previous HISD school. That rule just changed in the past couple of years. The rule, everybody that probably understood that rule didn't realize it had changed. Once again, you checked out of Milby January, I don't know exact date, of 2019.
Okay.
So that's why many had believed that the worst case scenario for Gerald Dokes is that he would be able to play for Yates in January something of 2020.
Okay.
Because that would be 1 calendar year after he checked out of Milby.
Okay.
The rule was amended to state 1 calendar year after you check in to that new school back in HISD. 1 calendar year after the first day that you check
in, not check out.
Not check out. So now, that means that was definitely some discrepancy on the interpretation of the rule. That means if you you look up a whole rule, don't realize it's been amended, you look in an old rule book. And so I don't know. But that's part of, specifically in this young man's situation, I'm not saying that's what caused, but that's part of what was at issue.
But Jimmy, he checked in before he checked out, so he should have more room. He checked in before he checked out.
He checked into what school?
He checked into Milby, right?
Yes.
And that's
checked into Milby in August of 2018.
Okay. So he got a calendar year.
He checked out of Milby in January of 2019.
So it's the check out, not the check in.
It used to be the check out date.
But the check in date is longer.
The check in date for the new school that you come back to. If you come back to HISD, the school that you come back and check into, that end date, now it's 1 year from that date.
Oh, I got you. Check in. Okay. To the new school. Okay. I'm thinking about, okay,
See,
gotcha.
so that's just how it
Wow.
was to them because they figured that the worst case scenario, to hell with y'all talking, we okay. He'll be good. We ain't gonna play nobody in district anyway, you know. So that was the thing. So now this young man has to go and miss his season. Now, meanwhile, a lot of times, like I said, a lot of reasons. You asked me some of the reasons that they say for the mid-level players or for a regular player. A regular player is in this scenario, they would have approved him and it wouldn't have been no fuss.
That's crazy.
If he was a regular basketball player. More times than not, the deck committee would have probably just, okay, go ahead on.
Wow.
He can't.
Hey, man. Jimmy, now I'm glad you said that. That's the problem that I have with this thing, man. That's the problem, man. So all they trying, Jimmy, who is these people?
Which ones? Which
UIL and who are these people, man? Are they some bitter old men somewhere sitting in a cave? Like troglodytes and old Neanderthal men just sitting back in a cave saying, well, we're not going to let little Jim, I don't even know why I brought this up because it's about to give me a headache. Because I'm sitting here, all this little boy wanted to do is play basketball. And he thought he went by the rules. And they changed the rules on him. You penalize the kid. James Wiseman, come to Memphis. Play on a summer basketball team where the coach helped his mom move. I know some coaches all over the country help their mom move, but those coaches don't go and be coach of a university. I understand that. But I know for a fact, I won't say it on this air, but let me tell you something. James Wiseman wasn't the only kid on that team that got benefits. Okay? But Jimmy, what you just say, they weren't worried about him. They worried about James Wiseman's mom go telling everybody that Penny gave her the money. That's why Penny couldn't tell the lie and say, I didn't give it. She told it. They looked at her bank account. They saw that it come. So he didn't want to jeopardize his situation. He told the truth. All these kids want to do is play basketball. So we got some old Neanderthal, old ass men at the NCAA office up in Indianapolis doing the same thing to these kids at these guys up in Austin, wherever the headquarters is. And it's just unbelievable that a kid, and even you said, Rob, hey, they taking so long, they're going to let this guy go through. Even you haven't seen it like this.
Yeah, because you could have done this. The deck committee could have ruled on this kid in November. You understand me? They could have ruled on this then. That means now you get about 15. You get so many days after the deck decision to schedule a hearing, and they'll try to bring you generally within a 2 weeks, 3 week span. They'll take you on, put you on the docket for the hearing. So that means he could have at least had a fighting chance to maybe go and play at Legacy. And get part of their curriculum with over PJ Cousineau and Alfio and those guys.
Maybe that's why they were doing it.
Huh?
Maybe what if that's what they were doing?
The deck committee has no direct knowledge what the UIL is going to do at the appeal because you don't know what kind of case and how it depends on how you respond to some of their questions.
Jimmy.
And that's,
Jimmy, Elton just said, Mr. Hatter, this is the same thing I just said about talking about NBA players being entitled. I'm not saying that's entitlement being able to play basketball. That I didn't say that was the entitlement. Being able to play basketball is not entitlement. Putting up with your crazy stuff because you play basketball, Elton, is the problem. I don't have this kid got in trouble, Jimmy. Have
No.
this kid been doing? I already know that Coach Wise ain't playing him. So Elton, I think you misinterpreted what I said. I'm saying you entitle them when you turn the cheek. This kid been the model kid over here. So why not allow him to play? That's not, I mean, if you call that an extra privilege, then okay. If that's what you want to call it. But I don't think that's being entitling this kid. I don't think that's entitlement for him to play basketball at a high school. I don't think that's being entitled. I mean, maybe y'all might think it, and Mr. Thompson, you might think it, but I just don't think that's not the same thing. Not the same thing that I was talking about.
And to put it in perspective so you guys understand, I was looking, and remember now, this is just one poll of rankings, and that is the scout.com. So on scout.com, Gerald Dokes hadn't played a season of basketball in 2 years. He's never played 17 and under basketball. And he's still in the national rankings now he's at 157 on the Scott.com. So put it in perspective. So who's below him, right? Below him, from the state of Texas, is Mike Miles. Mike Miles from Lancaster High School. That's number one in the state in 5A in Texas, who signed with TCU, is below him. And Mike Miles played point guard, lead guard, part-time, whenever, on the long side, Cade Cunningham.
Yeah. He was starter, Jimmy. When I was there, he was starter.
I'm saying part-time lead guard, meaning when Cade would bring it down sometimes. So but Mike would, they both play. He was a guard. He was an integral part alongside two of the top 10 players in the country, and Greg Brown and Cade Cunningham. We're talking about Mike Miles. Mike Miles is at 168. Gerald Dokes is at 157.
And ain't paid. Ain't played. But Jimmy, you already know that. I don't Jimmy, that means
in their eyes, Jahari Long is at 175.
Yeah.
Jahari Long going to Seton Hall. Talking about the range.
So that means somebody put that guy there and they didn't want to take him down. Jimmy, that's all.
No. He's dropped way down to there.
Okay, but I'm saying they don't want to drop him way out because it make them look bad, don't it?
Well,
the rankers.
But Hayden Hefner, who's going to Texas A&M, is at 199. My point I was making is the range of the schools that people are signed to that are listed, that they deemed at scout.com below Gerald Dokes. That gives you an understanding. Remember, I tell you it's the range. Meaning that if you see guys in a certain range, normally that means the schools 20 slots below, 20 slots up, whatever college they sign with, you're probably in that range.
Oh, look, I got a question for you. Forget the right. Did Arkansas go honor that offer?
It's a different staff, Hatter. That coach is the head coach at St. John's.
Hey y'all. Well, if St. John's gonna offer him, y'all better watch. Listen to that, parents out here. That offer from Arkansas don't stand no more. But you said it with your chest that he had an offer from Arkansas. Okay?
In 2018.
In 2018. It's 2020, ladies and gentlemen out here. Where's he got offer now?
Hatter, the offer is from the coach.
So that coach is at St. John's.
Representing the school.
Well, he could go to St. John's.
Yes, he could. If he wanted to.
But have St. John's offered him?
Yeah. That coach like him. Yeah.
So St. John is offering him.
Yeah. They'll take him in a heartbeat. Yeah. He's not going that far. He's not going over there. He's not going that far. Not without other offers that are close to being
It's something you know I don't know. Okay. You're something you know that I'm not privy to. It didn't make sense to me. But maybe somebody around here, when you say it like that, I know it's something you know. So I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm gonna leave you alone on that.
You was trying to get to a point like them people ain't offer. Arkansas, the new staff is still offering.
I haven't seen that nowhere publicized. So that's okay. I haven't looked. Really and truly, I haven't looked. Tell the truth. But Jimmy, I got some outlandish here. And he loves to do this to me, but I'm gonna address him today. But I'm gonna let you address it. Anthony Weston, he kept complaining about the parents this and the parents that and parents. And I said, what's the other option? What's the other option? Right? What parents, talking about parents shouldn't subject their kids to this systemic, the UIL and all that. So Anthony Weston came back and said, I said, well, what's the solution? And Jimmy, he said, parents unify and put a stop to it. No players, no basketball. Let them all play AAU and not high school. So you're going to go play AAU. Hold on, Anthony Weston. So you can try to go to college and play under the same system that you play in the UIL. Jimmy, hold up. Jimmy, did I miss something right there, Jimmy? Maybe I missed something. Jimmy, he said parents should unify and put a stop to it. No players, no basketball. I mean, if you said no basketball, that means no football, nothing. Let them just play AAU. Football can't play AAU. No high school basketball. I guess what's good for the goose, Anthony Weston, got to be good for the gander. So that means no football. So football don't have AAU. Where the hell they gonna play it in the summer? So then in the AAU, only reason I would go play AAU is to go to college. So if I go to college and be good enough, I'm gonna be delivered to a bigger hypocrisy, a bigger worse system than the UIL. Jimmy, help me, please help me.
I mean, that logic of just banding together. Bottom line is, we started this convo about Gerald Oates. You look back on it now, it's easy and play Monday morning quarterback. I remember when the young man first came to Houston, and going to Milby wasn't a bad call because he was at Milby. Will Young was at Milby at the time. Will Young, the leading scorer at Shadow Creek right now. First or second leading scorer. He was at Milby. So them two together at Milby would have, then William Young decided to leave and go to Shadow Creek. And so understand the logic. You're here and you see this young man go over to Shadow Creek and you're still there at Milby. You could have stayed there and still, Milby would have still made the playoffs probably with Gerald Oates. But however, you went to Provision, and now you at Yates. The main thing right now with Gerald Oates is academically making sure that he can attain the minimum requirements of eligibility deemed by the NCAA. If he can do that, then that's the only way that he can retain control of his recruitment, because a lot of schools had shied away because academics, coming from Arkansas, and that's 5 different transcripts, guys. Well, 4 different transcripts. Arkansas, Milby, Provision, Jack Yates. And normally when you have that many transcripts, something is not going to go over. Something is not going to be deemed, something is not going, some classes going to, some grades going to not be transferable. So.
Jimmy, this B. Scott is off the chain. She said verbal commit. She went and looked it up. Verbal Commits does not list John. St. John has offering dose. That woman there, man. Oh
They
my.
understand they will be offering him for 2020. B. Scott, while you still searching, search Gerald Doak's name, and you will see about 4 articles that say that Gerald Doak's is reclassified to 2021. Find that out. That was announced last year. But he knew that going to Yates, he could not play as a junior. You could be in the classroom as a junior, all you want, but your eligibility expires after your 8th semester at a public school. This young man, that's why he played 16 and under last summer, Hatter. He didn't play 17 because he's going to play 17 this summer.
Who,
But then
Gerald
they found, yeah. That's why he didn't play. He played the EYB, not the EYBL. That's so that was the part of the play. They had accepted these grades was just too far behind. We got to go and we're just going to reclassify it, and way to get called up your plate, you do this right here. Then all of a sudden, the opportunity came. Maybe you can train, you move, and you're in whatever, and you go to Yates. Well,
so hold up now, y'all didn't tell me this. See, you just threw another monkey wrench. Now you done threw the monkey wrench in. So he's been academically not eligible?
No.
You just said he had academic.
I say non-qualifier. That don't mean you're academically ineligible. Not qualified. Mean the NCAA hadn't seen all your transcripts and say all of this counts. You're okay. Stop. You're good to go. Now you made the minimums SAT or ACT score combined with your core GPA, and it matches the minimum eligibility.
How old is this guy, man?
Oh, he's the right age. That's not the thing. The age of UIL.
So he's trying to play some more high school basketball after this? Yeah.
Adam, he's not the first if they did it.
I just asked the question. Quit being so sensitive.
That was his plan before Yates
came
we
don't know his plan. You know his plan.
Adam, I'm explaining it to you, and it's like you're not even trying to grasp it. That was the plan in summer of 2019. In August of 2019, opportunity to come and enroll in Yates came about. Hey, come over to Yates. In August, July of 2019 is before August of 2019. That's a difference. That's a big difference. So your plan was something, matter of fact, that was your plan before July because you played 16U. So you playing 16U in April of 2019.
I asked you a question. I said, how old is this kid? You said that ain't the problem. You didn't answer the question.
He's 18 or 19 years old. You can't turn 19 before September the 1st of the academic of your senior year. That would have been an automatically disqualifier for him even enrolling and trying to even play at Yates at a public school. Once again, you cannot turn 19 years old before September 1 of your senior year. That's the rule of thumb for his eligibility. So we know one thing, he could be 18 or he could have turned 19 after September 1st. I don't know his birthday. You follow me? So he's not too old. He's within this is an 8th semester of high school. So that's one thing that to take into account. Now, now understand, once again, B. Scott, so that you understand, a lot of college coaches did not think this boy had a chance in hell to qualify. I know for a fact at Yates right now, he's this close. He ain't the first and ain't the last to have a situation like that. So I ain't got time to wait on you in November when I saw your transcript and I'm at St. John's. I'm going to offer you for 2021. Yeah, I love you still. But you can't help me in 2020. I'm moving on. I'm going to sign these other guys. So there's some people that are offered that understand. They know it. And some people not going to even play their game with you. They going to offer it all. They're going to they'll wait till you get qualified. Then they will see what happens after that. Because if they get in, then they're going to tip the hand. Because that means, like, some people understand. A lot of people know that a lot of websites want to put out there who's offering. Some people like to play chess. With this young man, we'll see how it goes. But it's one of those things that it's not the first, ain't the last. Hell, it's not. It's making it seem like we never heard a story of a kid getting ruled ineligible on his senior's year. So you got to live with it. If this either gonna make him stronger or it's gonna crack him. And you will see. Now this young, understand, Yates High School is still, they're the favorite to win the state championship without him. So that absorbs that way a lot of people that's inside of the Yates family, basketball family, they aren't crushed saying we were needing this guy to win a championship or to go to state. It's the sentiments extend of the fight and the weight and the timing of the ruling, which guess what? You have to live with it. And I'm sure he has to make a decision now if he becomes a qualifier. It's kind of like the Jordan Ivy Curry kid we talked about. Had it? Jordan Ivy Curry was good before January or December when he scored 50, and November when he scored 53 and 60 points in one game. He's gotten better. Yes, he was good already before, but a lot of colleges that were sniffing on him had deemed and concluded prematurely that he might not qualify. I got to move on. Can't wait on this kid. And so now this young man goes and gets it done and gets some stuff done in the classroom. He's a qualified now academically. Gets the score he needs, gets his core up. And so now it happens like that. The recruitment changes. So now schools come in town, they start sniffing.
Thank God for Gerald Doak for the Chop Shop. Only place in the world that the player worked 150 ranked in the country. We talking about him on the show. But speaking of AAU, Jimmy, I just looked in my Twitter a second ago. Keith Van Horn. You remember Keith Van Horn?
Utah.
Yeah. He said, I really think AAU organizations should post the transfer rates of players they help get to the school with the right fit. Parents should know if you are really helping them find the right school or helping yourself look good. Wow. You want me to repeat that one?
Yeah.
He said, I really think AAU organizations should post the transfer rates of players they help get to the school with the right fit. Parents should know if you are really helping them find the right schools or just helping yourself look good.
You know, I have a list of those from the past 2 summers.
The right fit?
No, the list of the summer programs.
No. We ain't worried about who. We talking about the right fit. That was the
well,
key.
I mean, but she said your first thing she said, I wish there was a list of the summer program.
No. See, you didn't miss it. Post the transfer rates.
I have a list of the
players that they help. No, but what they're doing, the transfer rates of the players they said. See, a lot of people out here advertising, Jimmy, that they hooking these guys up for the right fit. But that right fit might not always be the right fit. But that's what they're saying. So what they saying, I think it's too much. I think he's just being, over. I mean, I guess you can get in depth with it if you want to, since you got a list of the players. Matter of fact, I'm gonna screenshot that message because I want y'all to understand it. Oh my God! Hey, Latasha, what's going on? But Jimmy, that is unique, Jimmy. I mean, think about this, Jimmy. You know, everybody's saying that I'm gonna hook you up. All the guys, I guess. I don't know what the AAU guys saying. I'm gonna make sure, Mom, it's the right fit. But Jimmy, they transfer the next year. So really and truly, that wasn't the right fit then. So everybody that transferred Jimmy is not I think he's being sarcastic in this thing, Jimmy. I think he got a little sarcasm in it. Because he mentioned transfers. And when you transfer, that means probably you didn't go to the right fit. You follow me? So I think he was being a little sarcastic with it. But guess what? We can talk about it, though. I screenshot it. We can talk about it tomorrow. We can talk about that. I like that one. I like that one.
Yeah, put that on the docket for tomorrow.
Okay.
And
yeah, you see, look what we got left. See, I got you.
Absolutely. and I did get the confirmation from Milby High School's head coach. Remember, I thought he played during that holiday break. Gerald Dokes played up to as many as 3 games with Milby last season. So he suited up as many as 3 games for
Okay. He
Milby
played then
last season.
Okay. Okay.
So that's thanks to Coach Sam Hines. Shout out to him.
Thank you, Coach.
Checking out the Chop Shop. And
boy, Jimmy, more people watch this show than meets the eye, man. Jimmy, I've got off this show and some people who I would have never thought been watch text me talking about, I heard that stuff you said. I heard that shit y'all said. I said, wow.
B. Scott. I love B. Scott enthusiasm. B. Scott, you got a lot to learn on this stuff. B. Scott,
yeah,
he has that young man will have options. Now the options may not be what he wants, and it may not be the same. Once again, Gerald Dokes needs to become an academic qualifier.
Okay, and
then he will be in control of his recruitment.
Okay.
Do you understand how many colleges out there that's going to be needing a guard? That's a kid schools is going to come in, predicted to come in first, second, third, or fourth, or it's going to come in last, or next to last, or next to last. They trying to, and you remember, think about every year there's going to be one kid that gets homesick, one kid that gets a girl pregnant that wants to go home, go closer to home, one kid that has a grandmama or a mom or dad that's going to have be diagnosed with a terminal disease, one kid that's going to just mess up and get his hands and be at the wrong place at the wrong time and get.
Jimmy, why can't a kid just have? Why can't you just have a kid graduate? You ain't said not one time a kid graduate. Everything you just said was
Hatter. The kid that's graduating, you already preparing for that as a coach.
Oh, you talking about? Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
Unexpected exits.
Okay.
I had a college coach text me yesterday. I can't read the coach, but I'm gonna tell you exactly. I'm gonna read so you understand how cruel this stuff is, and a lot of people don't really understand. Watch this right here. He says, "Good morning, cheat sheet. I want to ask you who's the best unsigned 2020 in Houston. We got about 3 guys that we're going to cut." See, y'all understand what goes on. That's just me. The other people out there get those same. This is a real text from a Division I coach.
This stuff real, man, out here, Jim.
Guess what? When University of Houston played UConn, when I'm leaving, going through the tunnel, and the coaches from UConn come through the tunnel, don't
call the man name.
One of the assistant coaches, they call me TC. Man, good seeing you, man. I love you, bro. We got to talk. I'm calling you next week. Say, what's on, coach? What you need? You just saw us. We need some guards right now. Guys, everybody that loses, they feel that in some form or fashion, they feel we need to get better. And if they look at another team's roster and looking at people like University of Houston, I'm using them as an example now, that only have one senior in the rotation. And that's Chris Harris. One senior. That means U of H got everybody coming back. Plus a Quentin, plus a Tremont Mark and a Jalen Shedd. Hopefully Shedd, bless his soul. Guess what?
Jamal Shedd.
Jamal Shead. I said
He's
Jalen
gonna be
Shead.
able to play.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say, bless his soul. You can't count none of these kids out right now.
No.
You can say, oh, on paper, he might not be able to, but you never know who's going to do it right and do what they're supposed to do, who they're supposed to be at. Not smoking when they're supposed to be drinking water. You never know. That's why you see so many guys. Guess what? And bless his soul, we in overtime right now. We give you guys, we had to give them 3 minutes or something overtime. Because we cannot go any further without giving props to the Baylor Bears and that win last night.
They're my boy.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude, I watched the Bears. Normally when the team, because I was so afraid, because remember, they had, this is a record year. 7 teams had been listed number 1 in the country by January, by Martin Luther King Day. 7. It had never been that many before. Right? And so I was so nervous when Baylor got the nod. I was so nervous. I said, man, you know what? Because so many people just want to be number 1. And once they get number 1, then they don't know how to act. They don't know how to some things change. Meaning if you woke up at 6:45 every morning, you might say, you know, I'm number 1. I can wake up at 6:46. I'm number 1. Number 1 means you gotta wake up now at 6:44 in the morning. That's how you attain that. And these guys have done nothing but make the state of Texas proud. Because you know why? Baylor did all they bragging in the offseason. Them guys working. They sitting there and they held on. Baylor is 20-1, guys.
I think how many? 19 in a row? How many in a row?
I don't know how many in a row.
About 19 in a row.
I don't know how many in a row. But boy, great job. Great job, Scott Drew. Great job, the rest of the staff, and all those young men.
Ron Tang, Alvin Brooks III, Alvin Brooks Jr. I mean, let me tell y'all something, man. Alvin Brooks III. Man, it's man, I'm so proud. Hey, I watch Baylor basketball now. You know, I really watch them now. I didn't always watch Baylor basketball.
Say, man, hey, man, and I'm proud. Guess what? You never know in college because you ain't at the practices. We ain't at the practices. You don't know who's not doing what they supposed to be doing. That's when you see players. Look, I watched some of the UT game last night. Donovan Stretch Williams. A lot of people laughed at him. He went to the wrong school. Why he go there? See what I told you? 22 minutes against Kansas. That's some good damn game film right there.
Jimmy, I can't wait to talk about this tomorrow.
That's
why I keep trying to tell you how hard this stuff is. I can't wait to. College basketball is hard. He might come the next game and it won't happen. College basketball, y'all, is different levels. If you didn't dominate, and it's 28 seconds, if you didn't dominate high school basketball, it's a great chance, man, you're not finna, you're going to struggle a little bit in high school. In college. If you didn't dominate college basketball and you're trying to go to pro, you're going to struggle. That's just the way it is, man. That's why that's why y'all killing me. We're talking about U of H. Them freshmen better bring their buddy in to be freshmen. Because, Jimmy, you notice, Sasser must be a hell of a freshman for him to be getting them minutes. Because I know Kevin Sampson don't like to play them freshmen.
Did you read the story about Kevin Sampson last week? Kevin Sampson said out his mouth about this young man, Sasser. He said he thought he was going to quit. He said he thought this young man, he had got on him and he had been messing up so much in the fall that he told his son, head coach Kevin Sampson, he thought that young man was going to crack. And he didn't crack.
You remember?
We got to
end with this one because we're going to talk about this tomorrow. You remember I told you I went to a practice a couple of years ago. And Nate Hinton, I promise you, I said, I don't know if this kid gonna make it through this thing, man. Jimmy, if you made a mistake, he had to run. If I made a mistake, that kid had to run. Anybody can make a mistake, Ken. That kid had to run. And I thank God, that's why I love that Galen Robinson. Because Galen Robinson came over to the kid and said, man, he did me the same way, man. He said, man, I know I made the mistake. You got to run, but man, stick with it. Stick with it. Now, Nate Hidden is one of the leaders on that team. And this boy, Cedric Alley is going to get every rebound. Let me tell y'all something. I would hate you got there, man. Cedric Alley is going to get rebounds like Dennis Rodman, man. Y'all better watch them games. Let me tell you something. I've never seen nobody go get no rebound like that on no college team other than Cedric Alley. Watch it's big things gonna happen for that young man. Remember I told you that. But Jimmy, you can get us out of here.
Playing, guys. Thanks so much for that overtime session. We need you guys to make sure you share the show. Great convo today, and that's what we're gonna do. We keep it spirited. Be back on tomorrow. Women Rock Wednesday on the Chop Shop.
Yes.
Don't forget on Thursday. Well, don't forget tonight. Keep your eyes out. Yates, we spoke of Yates. They're striving to be for their 14th straight 100-point game
tonight
against Booker T. Washington. Tonight against Booker T. So if they do, then on Thursday, we're going to have Joe Young join us on the Chop Shop. Former Yates High School star and Chandler star going to join us on the Chop Shop. We're going to talk about, because Yates will play Wheatley on Friday. I know a lot of the Wheatley Wildcats are watching right now, and I see them right now, especially Cecil Dutton. We're going to talk about, and hopefully next week we can get Eddie Owens on the Chop Shop. I was going to try to get him on maybe for Thursday. That way we can do Joe Young for 30 minutes and do Eddie Owens for 30 minutes and stretch Campbell. And they want to do, but guess what? We got time.
Hook that up, man.
Huh?
Hook that up. Hey, J.Y. Fly. What they be saying? I love J.Y., man. I love that school.
Haller just done that. Yates going to finish with 97 points tonight.
No!
That's the jinx. That's what that is.
We're going to have 105 tonight. Hold on. Notice I said we. They're going to have 105 tonight.
And you know what, though? Maybe after this ruling today,
Jimmy is a hater, man.
Tonight. But guys, go over to rcssports.com. Check out the list of the top 10 games to see today around Greater Houston, along with our predictions on how of each of the spread from each game. rcssports.com. Check that website out. Also, the district standings have been updated as well. Go into the VIP news. We have a list of the first installment of Grassroots News. A lot of the grassroots info around the area, including which top-ranked players are we playing with new sneaker teams and which teams they are. We have a list of those inside of there as well. Check out the VIP news. Meanwhile, we have Robert Haller, Jim Hicks, time to slide on down Dino's back and yabba dabba do this thing, guys. I'm about to go and get Kobe. We about to ball. See you guys.
Yeah, get Kobe the bad butt. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Chop Shop, we out. Wow.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop